Every signature scheme you rely on today could be breakable tomorrow. Quantum computing threatens our keys. AI automates attacks and forgeries. In this course, you'll see how to design blockchain-based systems that remain verifiable, auditable, and trustworthy as those capabilities mature. AI can fake identities, content, even entire systems. Quantum computing undermines the cryptography we rely on. When both hit production at scale, what remains trustworthy? This course focuses on engineering that answer, so your systems can still prove what really happened and who did what. Most internet and blockchain security today rests on RSA and elliptic curve cryptography. Both depend on one hard math problem: factoring large integers. Quantum computers running Shor's algorithm can solve that efficiently, turning a decades-old assumption into a critical vulnerability. That doesn't mean everything breaks overnight, but it does mean these schemes are no longer future-proof. Harvest now, decrypt later is the quantum era version of a time bomb. Attackers don't need a quantum computer today. They just need to quietly copy encrypted data, store it, and wait until decryption becomes practical. Long-lived data, state secrets, genomic records, contracts, trade secrets can already be compromised in the future, even if your cryptography hasn't been broken yet. Blockchains give us transparency and tamper evidence, but those same features create unique weaknesses. Public keys are fully exposed, so if quantum attacks break the underlying math, every past transaction becomes targetable. Because history is immutable, you can't quietly rotate or patch it later. And since these systems secure real economic value, a cryptographic break can trigger rapid systemic trust collapse. Post-quantum cryptography is about changing the math, not building special hardware. We replace algorithms that Shor's or Grover's algorithms can break with new families believed to be quantum resistant. Lattice schemes, hash-based signatures, and multivariate equations are three major examples. They aim to preserve familiar properties, like authentication and key exchange, while surviving powerful quantum adversaries. Post-quantum crypto is no longer just theoretical. We have concrete families to design around. Kyber is the workhorse for key establishment. Think quantum-safe replacement for Diffie-Hellman, used wherever you need encrypted channels or session keys. Dilithium and Falcon cover digital signatures, securing identities and transactions. Sphinx Plus is slower and larger, but it's stateless and hash-based, making it the conservative fallback when you want minimal cryptographic assumptions. Post-quantum algorithms don't just drop in where ECC used to be. They reshape your whole system envelope. Keys and signatures jump from tens of bytes to kilobytes, so every transaction, block header, and credential grows. That means more bandwidth, more I/O, and heavier state for every full node. Verification also slows down, which pressures block size, gas limits, and latency. Designing for PQC is about holistic capacity planning, not a simple library upgrade. Hybrid cryptography means you don't bet everything on one algorithm. You combine a classical scheme like ECC with a post-quantum scheme such as Kyber in the same protocol. During the transition era, this gives you defense in depth. If post-quantum crypto turns out weaker than expected, ECC still protects you. If quantum breaks ECC, the PQ scheme carries the load. Crypto agility means treating cryptography as a replaceable component, not a permanent decision. Algorithms will break, and post-quantum schemes will evolve. Your architecture must survive those changes. That requires avoiding hard-coded primitives and instead building with modular crypto layers, explicit protocol versions, and upgrade paths for contracts and clients from day one. Migration to post-quantum, AI-aware trust is a staged journey, not a Flag Day cutover. Phase 1 is visibility. Build a cryptographic bill of materials for keys, algorithms, and trust dependencies, including third parties. Phase 2 is hybrid pilots. Introduce dual classical and post-quantum paths in low-risk domains and measure the impact. Later phases scale successful patterns, encode them into policy and governance, and finally deprecate legacy crypto and trust assumptions. Post-quantum strategy looks very different for new chains versus legacy ones. For greenfield designs, you can go PQC first. Choose quantum-safe signatures, build in cryptographic agility, and design address formats and governance assuming future upgrades. For brownfield chains, you're negotiating with history, existing keys, deployed contracts, and ecosystem inertia. That usually means staged migrations, hard forks, key rotations, and sometimes burning or quarantining vulnerable assets. Verifiable trust goes beyond encrypting data in transit or at rest. It's about proving that computations were done correctly and that content really came from who it claims, even in a post-quantum world. Zero-knowledge proofs and quantum-resistant signatures become building blocks for trustworthy AI pipelines, content provenance, and long-lived ledgers that can survive future attacks. You can think of a resilient enterprise as resting on 4 pillars. First, a living threat model that continuously accounts for AI and emerging quantum capabilities. Second, alignment with evolving standards, especially NIST post-quantum guidance, so your crypto choices stay defensible. Third, a hybrid strategy that blends centralized, federated, and blockchain components based on explicit trust boundaries. And finally, a clear goal. Every critical claim in your system should be cryptographically provable, not merely logged or asserted. Your next move is straightforward. Inventory your cryptography and trust surfaces. List every place you rely on signatures, key exchange, or long-lived encrypted data. Map which systems, APIs, and ledgers would hurt most if today's traffic were decrypted in 10 years. From there, mark candidates for hybrid or post-quantum upgrades and governance changes. Don't wait for a perfect plan. Start with a basic inventory, then iterate into a roadmap.